Are the Toronto Maple Leafs on the verge of a major shakeup? As we inch closer to the playoffs, whispers are growing louder about a potential blockbuster deal that could redefine the team's chances. Imagine a new face stepping onto the ice, someone who could elevate our stars and ignite the fan base. This isn't just speculation, it's an opportunity for the Leafs to solidify their legacy. If you're passionate about this team, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. Hit that subscribe button and give us a like to stay in the loop. We've got some serious discussions to dive into regarding our Toronto Maple Leafs, particularly the struggles of Auston Matthews and Mitch Marner against elite competition. It's no secret that these two superstars are expected to lead the charge, yet lately, they've been more invisible than impactful when we face top-tier teams. Justin Bourne, a keen analyst from the NHL, recently broke down this troubling trend on the Real Kuiper and Bourne show. He pointed out that since returning from the Four Nations break, both Matthews and Marner have significantly underperformed. And let's be real, if we want any shot at playoff glory, we need our best players firing on all cylinders. Matthews has been dealing with his own set of issues, potentially health-related, while we can't just lean on Marner to carry the load. Take the recent game against the Florida Panthers as a prime example. Our top line was expected to deliver a strong performance, but they fell flat. This isn't just a one-off, it's a worrying pattern as we approach the playoffs. Bourne raises an interesting point. It seems that Matthews and Marner have come back from that international break, not just out of form, but possibly worn down or even nursing injuries. The statistics don't lie, folks. Since that break, Matthews has netted only 3 goals, while Marner has tallied 5 goals and 9 points. That's a total of 8 goals from our top 2 guys over the last 10 games. That's simply not going fray to cut it. There's talk amongst fans and analysts alike about whether Matthews is truly healthy or if Marner is distracted. You can feel the frustration building as we inch closer to the postseason. The speculation is rampant, and honestly, it's tough to pinpoint exactly what's going on. If we're to have any hope of making a deep playoff run, we need our stars to step up. The responsibility is starting to fall on the shoulders of other players as well, and let's be honest, some of them haven't been producing enough either. Take Matthew Knees, for example. He hasn't scored in 4 games and has only 3 goals since the break. This is a concern. Now, don't get me wrong, both Matthews and Marner have had solid seasons overall. Marner is on pace for a career high point total with 80 points in 64 games. That's impressive, and he's potentially looking at becoming a sought-after free agent if he doesn't sign an extension before July. Matthews, despite battling injuries, has amassed 56 points in just 50 games. But when you consider the stakes, we need them to elevate their game right now. The question that lingers is whether the pressure of contracts and expectations is weighing them down. Bourne's analysis suggests that the Leafs may depend too heavily on a few key players, and when those players falter, it's a steep hill to climb for the rest of the team. If Matthews and Marner can't find their groove in the coming weeks, we might be staring down a daunting playoff scenario. So, what's the solution? Should Marner's contract situation be addressed to relieve some of that pressure? Would it help if Matthews were more forthcoming about his health? Honestly, I'm torn. While there's no easy answer, we need to make adjustments before it's too late. I want to hear what you think, though. Do you believe we're on the right path? How concerned are you about our stars' performances as we head into the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're all in this together. As fans, and your opinions matter. The Toronto Maple Leafs are facing a serious issue that simply cannot be ignored any longer. Yes, the team has been solid, albeit inconsistent, in their quest for a strong playoff position. But with just 17 games left until the playoffs, there are significant concerns about their offensive production that need to be addressed if they want to achieve success. It's alarming when you have a roster led by Auston Matthews, Mitch Marner, John Tavares, and William Nylander, and the Mai offense isn't firing on all cylinders. There's no denying that these players have been the backbone of the team's scoring for seasons, but lately, they've struggled to produce at the level we expect from them. Take a look at their stats. William Nylander is leading with 36 goals. John Tavares has 27, Auston Matthews is at 23, and Mitch Marner rounds it out with 21. This is concerning, especially when we think back to last season when Matthews racked up an impressive 69 goals. So what's going on? Is he dealing with an injury? Has he lost his touch? I honestly can't say for sure, but it's clear something isn't right with our captain. Yes, Matthews has missed 15 games due to injuries this season, but at this stage he needs to step up and produce more. If he's still hurt, he needs to see a doctor, and fast, because the playoffs are just around the corner. And let's talk about the same old story. How many times have we watched this team struggle to find offensive cohesion? What's the definition of insanity again? Toronto needs to shake things up and spread their talent around. Mitch Marner deserves to run his own line, just like Auston Matthews and John Tavares do. William Nylander is a versatile player who can excel in various situations, except for pairing with Tavares. That combination seems to have run its course. Now, I know what I'm about to suggest might sound a little unconventional, but hear me out. Imagine a lineup that looks something like this. Knees, Matthews and Domi together, Nylander with Lawton and Marner, Tavares with McMahon and Jarnkrok, and then Lawrence, Kampf and Robertson on the fourth line. It might seem a bit off at first glance, but let's think it through. Max Domi has historically played well alongside Auston Matthews, and if he can replicate what he did last Thursday, that chemistry could be reignited. Scott Lawton, stepping up as the second-line center alongside Marner and Nylander, could provide a hybrid blend of defensive prowess and offensive firepower. Marner and Lawton are both playmakers, and we all know what Nylander brings to the table with his ability to generate offense. Meanwhile, John Tavares would feel less pressure, allowing him to contribute significantly to the third line alongside Bobby McMahon, who has shown promise, and Kalle Jarnkrok, whose solid defensive skills can also provide secondary scoring. Finally, Nick Robertson would shine on the fourth line, paired with the gritty Lorentz and the reliable Kampf. Every line could inflict damage, with a playmaker and a goal scorer on each unit. The overall defensive structure should remain solid across the board, which would help create a better flow for the playoffs. This lineup would allow Toronto to balance their scoring and give each member of the core four a greater chance to shine in their own right. Let's face it, clustering all the talent together hasn't worked. If the Maple Leafs can spread their skill set a bit more, maybe they can sustain their success deeper into the postseason. So, what do you think? Was this the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. While I see the potential in mixing things up, I'm also aware that change can sometimes lead to chaos. I want to hear from you. What are your expectations for this team moving forward? Are you excited about the potential lineup changes? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all things Toronto Maple Leafs. And make sure to activate that notification bell to get all the latest updates.